engine.
Yeah, it's a mock-up engine. Where are the turbos? You're damn right. That's the only important thing you need to know. Good job, buddy. You've been handing me tools. Been a very good helper. So, we had another 3-day weekend here with Brio Santino. And we got a good amount done on the 3rd gen Camaro. A lot of it was just little details, kind of repairing a lot of sheet metal work and deciding where I wanted holes in the firewall. So like the heater core holes are what I'll be using to run the wiring harness through to the engine, so I can leave those. There's also another hole over there where I set up our positive battery terminal block for everything. And then we also set up, there's these factory openings in the 3rd gen hood, so I set up all of our hood pin latches through there. And we made some little brackets to kind of pick up the hood pins, and these are all just tacked in there. They'll have to get welded in. And then we obviously got the turbos mounted. I think I'm going to leave them kind of in the area where they're at now. We'll rotate the compressor housings if we need to, but they should clear the front tire sweeping in between there, and then also they'll be able to pick up fresh air from down here where the fog lights normally go. So I might just leave those open and kind of open these up, but I have a brand new ground effects kit coming for this. We got our Spone K-member in there. The engine is mocked up in the position where it's going to sit eventually, and then I also made and modified the cross member for the transmission, so that actually bolts up to the 4L80E now. And then we got a new radiator coming in that'll slide right up in here in between here, and then I'll tilt it back a little bit, and I'll put 2 giant fans on there, and we'll have plenty of room for all that. And then we also have the new fuel tank in there with our proper fittings. So we have a -8 PTFE return up here, and what's cool about the Haltech is I can actually run our 0 to 90 ohm sending unit into the Haltech, and it'll come up on the IC7 dash. So that'll be cool. And then we still have our vent for the tank, but the other lines have been sealed off. I welded all of them closed. And then underneath on the same brand new tank, we have our -12 outlet down there that's got a filter inside the tank, so that will go to the brushless air motive pump. And we pulled the rear end. In the rear end, my dad is actually going to go through the rear end, put the 3.54 gears in there, and the posi diff, since we had a spool in it before. And then we also got this guy to work, so we didn't have any of this wiring set up or anything in here, but I got a brand new motor, figured out all the wiring, bypassed the safeties on the ground switch, which is your hatch release switch down there that triggers the relay. So I basically just ran that hatch release switch to a ground, and that's grounding out that relay and opening up the trunk, or the hatch as you call it. And then as far as the car, I have it pretty much pulled all apart to where we should be able to, at least it's completely torn down to where when it is ready for paint, it's like ready for paint. All the seals, all the door seals and everything, the only ones I couldn't get out are the driver's side door seals, because I can't open the door up far enough to unbolt those. But we got the entire interior for this car, well 90% of it, and then I sprayed them all with the black vinyl and fabric. So all those are the same color now. They look really good. And then we got obviously the battery mounted back here and a positive terminal up front. I ran some preliminary wiring that I'll need to come to the back as is, which will just be some outputs from the ECU to trigger some relays for the high and low speed on the pump, and then obviously the pump itself, and then probably a pump for the water to air intercooler as well. And then everything else is kind of up front. And then the battery's back here, so we should be able to pull straight from the battery to power all of those high amperage relays for the Aeromotive brushless pumps and all that good stuff. So we should be able to get this car, you know, pretty well underway over the next few months. But as of right now, everything's going really good. The body's in really good shape. I did plug the antenna hole over there, and one of my favorite little features is, I'm not a huge fan of the Z28 hoods that has the vents. So we got the normal RS hood, and then we have our hood pins, and those lock the hood down. It's kind of nice. It's all symmetrical, and the hood is not going anywhere, which is a good thing. And you can just pop these guys open to open up the hood, and we will get this puppy moving. I'll be pulling the windshield out and everything to do paint as well, so it's pretty cool. Brio's been helping me when he can. Huh, buddy? And we're getting everything kind of dialed in. I cleaned up a lot of stuff on the firewall, so we basically only have the openings on the firewall that we're going to need to get the car completely finished for the most part. But we do have some area where if we want to add some openings to run something through, we can, even though we shouldn't have to. But we can definitely mount a lot of stuff to there, which this area over here is like a huge open area that'll be good to mount. Probably most of our relays and everything. Even though our positive is over there, we do have a positive running to this side. So we'll keep cranking away at this guy, and hopefully we'll keep you guys posted.